This is Patrick. We're going to count down from 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, everybody. My name is Patrick Rooney. I am the Product Marketing Manager at Trading Technologies, and we're going to walk you through the TT platform. TT is the platform that Trading Technologies has developed to expand our market base quite a bit by making it much more accessible and mobile platform. And by mobile, it's highly mobile and highly accessible because it's a browser-based platform. You can actually go to any browser, any place, and type in trade.tt, and it's going to take you to the login page just like this. If you're creating a new user, just type in an email right here. We send you a little form, you fill it out. If you've already got an account like I do, I just type in Patrick at trade.tt, put in my password, click on remember me, click on sign in, and that takes me to this Workspace Pages. This is the Workspace Pages. I've got a couple of workspaces here already. There's a couple of canned workspaces that will come with the platform, but I'm going to show you how to kind of start from scratch. There's a few other little drop-down menus up here. You won't see many of these. I'm an admin, so I've got access to a lot of stuff. But what you will see is the trade drop-down, which takes you to trading application, and ADL drop-down, which takes you to ADL for algo development. We're not going to focus on that today, so I'm going to go back to the trade platform. I'm going to click on Create Another Workspace, and actually, I will point out to you, there's a Ticket Tour button here as well, too. It's not enabled for me because after you've taken it 5 times, it'll disable by default. But you can always click on the Ticket Tour now, which will walk you through the platform and show you a demo demonstration of a good deal of functionality as well as a demo workspace. Now I'm going to click on Create Another Workspace. If AMP pushes out a workspace, it'll be in here. You can actually click on Start With, and there's a whole list of different workspaces here. But in most cases, you're just going to name a new workspace. I'm going to call this one AMP. We're going to save. I can now click on that AMP workspace, and it's going to open up a new browser, essentially, with a workspace. There's nothing in it right now. I've got little instructions in the middle there. What does it say? It says you don't have any widgets. To open a widget, use the search bar or use the widgets menu from the search panel. There's a couple things to explain up here. What we have here are a couple of drop-down menus. We've got a file menu, which allows you to go to a new workspace, open recent. These are workspaces that have it open, save, refresh, good stuff. We have an edit menu. The edit menu gives you to global settings, which allows you to do configurations. Those of you who are used to Xtrader, our platform we've had out in the field for 20-some years now, that is a very flexible platform. You can actually configure a good deal of a lot of components of it. You can do that here in the global settings menu. You can go into widgets. These are the widgets. A widget is basically an internet-enabled or a browser-enabled type of functionality you can call upon. You can see we have several of them listed here. We have Market Grid, MD Trader, Chart, Spread Matrix. Block Trader. Block Trader is for OTC trading. I don't know how many of you would really be eligible or want to do that. That's a whole different beast a little bit. We have an order book, a fills widget, a positions widget, audit trail, time and sales, event log. Event log, if you do have an error or something bad happens in the platform, it'll probably pop up and tell you, hey, here's an event. An event happened, and that's something that will log information that we'll be able to work with on the support team back here at AMP or here at TT. We have an Algo Dashboard. We have Auto Trader. We have Aggregator. We have Auto Spreader and Auto Spreader Rules. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go just pull up a contract that will be open right now. And actually, I want to check something. I logged into the live environment, which I don't want to be in right now because I'm not going to be able to trade live. Or I don't want to trade live, so I'm going to change my environment. You can do that by clicking on this Edits drop-down menu. Go to Change Environment, and you'll see the top one there is called Simulation. The second one's called Live. Those may be the only two you have access to from the get-go. You may have delayed prices as well too. Delayed prices are demo environment. But I'm going to go into Simulation. and I'll explain the simulation environment. The simulation environment is production level prices. These are the same prices you're seeing if you're in a live trade environment, but you route into our TT matching engines. You're not going to the exchange, so you can trade away at that and not expose yourself to any risk. And one more thing I want to point out is the platform you have right here, TT, this is the exact same platform that you can get to AMP that really the talking heads you see on CNBC at all the leading hedge funds use the same software that you have here at Trading Technology. So you're getting the same platform that the leading investment banks and the leading hedge funds around the world are going to have. Many of the leading banks have already signed up, and many of the leading hedge funds have as well too. So you as an AMP customer are going to get the exact same platform that a lot of those hedge funds you're talking on CNBC or you see in the Wall Street Journal are using. So keep that in mind. This is not a retail version of the platform by any means at all. This is the exact same platform that everyone else in the world is going to be trading upon. So I'm going to pull up a contract. To pull up a contract, we have a search window right here. I can type in a symbol like ES. It's going to show me all the contracts that are E-mini contracts. If I don't know the symbol, I can just type in a name. Like I can type in, let's say, sugar. It's going to show me all the sugar contracts, which is nice. It shows me the sugar contract at CME. Shows me the sugar contract at ICE as well. I'm going to go back to ES. This top level is for products, so I can pull in ES at the product level. So if I pull in ES at the product level and I click this first little icon here, this is for the market grid. The second icon is for time and sales. Third is for spread matrix. Then we have a market explorer one. But if I click on the product level ES on market grid, I'm going to get all of the E-mini products. All the E-mini contracts. So you see them all aligned here rather cleanly. I can expand this market grid if I want to. It's going to show a little more information, open, high, low, close, that type of thing. I have a market depth plunger here, so I can actually click on this and see the expanded marketplace a little bit. Very nice. Now, I'm going to go through, I'll build a workspace for you real quick here and show a few little things that you can kind of do. So actually, I'm going to add a few more contracts too. I'm going to add a few more contracts, and I'll show you some ways to add some more contracts. First thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull out a contract or two here. I'm going to minimize this down to one contract. And now I'm going to get rid of these rows. I highlight them, I right-click. I go to remove rows, got it. I click in here, now I type NQ. I can get the mini NASDAQ. I click in here again. I type ZB. I'm going to get the 30-year bond. Click in here again. I'm going to type in CL. And say I'm going to go down to the May CL contract. Double click this again. And now I want to look at corn. All right, so I'm going to type in ZC. And I'm going to go ahead and take that at the product level so I get all those foreign contracts as well. Bring this down a little bit, like this. Right now it's tabbed E-mini, but I'm going to go and create another tab in here as well too. I can create another tab in here. So if I can click on this guy, and let's say I want to get all the products from Eurodollars, I can type in GE here, type in or click on here for the product level. It's going to say Eurodollar. Click on OK. Now I've got a whole other tab on here that is all Eurodollar contracts. So this one is E-mini as well as the other contracts I added in. This one is Eurodollars. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to right-click on here, and I'm going to go to Open. I can open a widget basically based off what I clicked on. A couple ways to do that. If I just want to trade right away, I can click on the bid or the ask and actually open up an order ticket just like this. And I have this order ticket. I have it defaulted to a quantity of 1. I can go ahead and buy a contract like I just did. Actually, I'm working a buy right now. I can click in here, say I want to sell one. I'm going to tick up a little bit, sell. Now I'm working an offer, as you can see in the mini NASDAQ. I'm working a bid in the E-mini. You can see in the working buy column and the working ask column. Now I'm going to go down to the note, and I'm going to click on open. Let's say I want a chart, and I can get a chart just like that easily. I don't want that chart right there yet. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to click on a linked widget. Linked widget says when I have a linked widget, that's going to drive the other contracts that I have associated with it, or it's going to drive the other widgets to populate with the contract that I've linked it to. So now if I click on linked widget and I choose chart, just like that. We'll bring this down here. I'm going to expand this out. It's like, actually, I'm just going to expand it just like this. So now I have a chart going right there. Now when I click on the contract, say the NASDAQ like that, or I click on the bonds, or crude, you'll see the chart updates along with that. So I'm going to open up an MD Trader. Another link to MD Trader, open linked, MD Trader. See, now I've got my MD Trader. And again, it's linked. So when I click on a contract, like NASDAQ, it's going to change over to the NASDAQ. And you can see the order that I'm working in the NASDAQ actually showed up right away too, which is nice. If I click on corn, it's going to pull up the corn contract. I want to keep adding on to that. So what I wanted to add on to, I can actually launch a linked time and sales now. Time and sales. I'm going to link this over. I'm going to bring it up right here. And there's nothing going on right now because it's 341, so we've got no liquidity going through. But you can see, at least in the header, the contract's changing with that. Now, I'm going to take this a step further. I'm actually going to create a widget group. So I'm going to snap and control my MD Trader with my time and sales. Two ways to do that. I can either grab it like this, and I can hit Control-Shift on my dashboard and drag it, and that's going to give me a green line and a pink line over here. What the green line tells me is that I can take this window and attach it to another green line like that. So I'm going to do that. So now my time and sales, or my MD Trader and my time and sales window are all linked together. We'll move across as one nice little widget, which is nice. And take that another step further. I'm going to actually attach this to my market grid. Another way I can do that is I can actually right-click on top here, and I can go to Group Widget, and again, see I can attach this to this. All right, so now I have market grid driving, and when I click on a contract, you'll see it's going to drive the time. It's going to drive it's going to drive my MD Trader as well as my time and sales. Click on the E-mini, see it moves it. Now I lost my chart, so I'm going to bring up another chart again real quick. Actually, where's my chart? Open chart. That's fine. Let's go ahead and snap this attach the chart as well. I'm going to Group Widget. Attach that all together. Now you see I've got one big widget group up here basically. All right, and this widget group has market grid, it has MD Trader, has time and sales, has a chart. Now, what if I kind of like this configuration? I like this configuration. Maybe I want to call it up again sometime. I can right-click on here, and I can go to Save as a Custom Widget. And I'm going to call this my All Market. Let's say I want to use an icon for it that looks like market grid. I do that. Click on Save Widget. What that's going to do for me now is I can actually go into my widgets at the bottom here. I listed off all the widgets before, but now I have these custom widgets. I can call on the All Market widget again, so now I've basically got another instance of this. The contracts don't transfer over, but again, I've got all of these attached widgets together, so you can kind of build your own collective mass widget of some sort. There's a lot of different ways you can do that as far as connecting widgets together, so it's a nice little feature to have. Let's add some more windows onto here, though. So I'm going to put my order book on here. I have an order book. I'm going to call up a fill window. Fills, so I can see my fills. Just like that. And I'm going to call up positions, so I can see my positions. There are my positions, just like that. And now what I kind of want to do is I want to kind of combine these guys a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and take my orders, my fill window, put it down here below my order book. And we'll Command Shift. I've got my orders and my fills kind of attached together there. I've got my position window, just like this. I'm going to call up and I'm going to bring in my audit trail. So now I have the audit trail. Expand this chart a little bit. Yeah. I've got a positions window. Like this. And like this. So I've got a fully functional working workspace. Okay. I can save this. If I just click this little save icon up here, it's going to save it. Save the workspace. Or I can go to File, Save, or I can go to File, Save As. And again, I can rename it if I wanted to, but I'm going to keep it as AMP, so I'm just going to cancel out of this. And again, you can see again, by using the widget groups, I've got all this driven off of one single market grid. And I like using a market grid. I like using market grid because I can actually get a lot of contracts on here and see a lot of things going on at the same time. So you can see like that, like that. Talk about some of the stuff you can do here. Let's look at the MD Trader. With the MD Trader, you've got a drop-down box up here for accounts. That's if you happen to set up multiple accounts. Some people will do that. You can do that. You can have the people AM do that for you. We have sub-accounts. So let's say you want one account for your automated trading. You want one account for your auto spreader trading, one account for your point-and-click trading. You can kind of do that. You can select your account. Another thing you can do that I do quite often is I add buttons onto my MD Trader. And let's, now that I've got this workspace, I'm going to go ahead and minimize this. I'm going to minimize this. No, I'm not going to minimize that one. I'm going to bring up another MD Trader. Show you something I like to do with the MD Traders. One thing I like to do is like to add a button to it. I like to add buttons to it. To add buttons to MD Trader, as well as VAP, what you can do is you can right-click in the gray space over here on the left side of your MD Trader, and it's left-click if you're actually using a mouse. I'll be honest, I'm not using a mouse right now. I'm on a Mac. I'm using a MacBook Air right now. But you can right-click on here, and I can go to Settings. You can see there's some configurations I can do here on MD Trader. For example, if I don't like the size of this MD Trader, I can change this to really big one, large. Apply. It's going to get bigger like that. And what I want to do right now is I want to add order type buttons. So I click in here, order type buttons, click this guy, and it's going to show different order types that I have I have the option to select. So I want to have a button for a market order type. I can change the name of this to MKT so it's short. I'm going to add another one that's just going to be for a limit order type, limit. Again, there's a button. You can see it's kind of long. I'm going to change this to LMT, limit. Add another button. This button is going to be for say, an iceberg order. TT Ice. Okay, I want to change this to TT Ice. And I'll add another button. This one's going to be for, it's got OCO in here. The OCO functionality is not quite ready yet. We hope to have that by probably middle of Q2. But that's in there just for demo purposes only. But I'm going to put a stop order in here. And I'm going to use the TT Stop. TTS. Now, when I click Apply, you're going to see some extra buttons pop in over here. So I click Apply, and I have my buttons over here now. And click Save. The way I'm going to click on some of these, I'm going to click on the market. Obviously, it turns it into, and it's yellow. Yellow means it's sticky. What that means is I can basically click anywhere in here, and I'm going to be buying one contract at the market. This is my net quantity right here, or my net position. So you see I've got 3. I'll bring up a position window while I'm at it so you can see things actually moving around a little bit. I'll bring up another audit trail as well. Audit trail is going to show you what's going on. But again, I'm doing market orders right now because I've got market. If I click here, it's just going to sell into market. You can see my net quantity went down to 2. One of the nice things about the net quantity also is you can, let me explain these buttons over here. What's going on right here is this is my default order quantity. Right now I have it set to 1. This is my next order quantity, which is also at 1 right now. But if I change this to 5, My next order quantity that goes in is going to be for a 5 lot. So I'll click here. I'm sorry, I'm still on market. I got to change back to limit. And I click 5. It's going to be a 5 lot going in. So order book. Order book. Come on. Drag the order book over here. Drag this down here. Select this. Slowly create another workspace. All right, so again, now it's down to 5 for my next quantity, so you always want to keep an eye on when your next quantity is going to be. I'm at 5 again. I'm going to go ahead and click on here. I'm going to offer up 5. I'm offering 5 contracts. What this nice little this is kind of a hot button up here too. This is my net position. It's telling me I'm long 3 right now. And even though my next order quantity is set to 5, I click on this 3, you can see it's going to change to 3. That's kind of going to help you get out quickly. So you can always basically see what your position is. 3, I'm long 3, I gotta get out 3, I can click on this, it's gonna seed a 3 lot, and now I gotta sell 3, so I can basically sell 3, and I'm done and I'm out. We're working on a liquidate button. We should have that hopefully in the next month or so as well too. The liquidate button will just be a single click. You click that, it'll liquidate and flatten out whatever you happen to have. I'm gonna go back to IndyTrade. I'm gonna talk about some of the buttons that we have here. Makes it space, so it kind of has a nice little viewing area here. Okay, one of the order types I selected was the Tiki Stop. When I click on the Tiki Stop, this is a synthetic stop that was created by Trading Technologies. It's run on our servers. When I click on this, it's going to bring up a little configuration window, and you have a few little options you can choose on here. How do you want to trigger that stop? You want to trigger out the last trade price, the bid, or the ask? So you can actually say if you want to trigger your stop off the bid, the ask, the LTP. Now bear in mind, most exchange-based stops are going to be triggered off the LTP. So let's say you want to actually tighten that up a little bit, and you don't want your stop to be triggered off the last trade price because let's say you want to trigger off the bid of the offer. You can do that on TT. You want to make a trailing stop, I just click this trail button right here, and I can say I'm going to trail by 3 ticks. I'm going to trail by 3 ticks now. So essentially what that's going to do is it's going to follow the market. So I'm putting a sell stop right now. It's going to follow the market up. And the on trigger submit, am I going to submit a limit order with the stop or a market order? You can choose what you want to do there. If you want to do a market order with that or a limit order. And the offset ticks basically says where's your stop going to go in. Do you want your stop to go in basically right where the trigger is? That would be 0. You want to go based on off of the last trade price, or again the bid or the ask, whatever you want to do. You can set that up. And this is the timing convention. The timing convention allows you to basically say that I don't want this stop to go in until close to the end of the day. So let's say I want to put this stop in at 2 in the afternoon or 3 in the afternoon, whatever I want to do. I can say now, obviously, or I can bring up a little time clock and basically say when this stop order should go into the marketplace. You've got the ability to do that in TT. All right. So now I'm going to cancel these orders I have here, and I'm going to put in this 5 lot sell stop. And I'm sorry, there it goes. That's it. So there's a couple little tricks, a couple of nuggets for TT. Do we have any questions? Does anybody see anything they'd like to ask about or anything they wanted to speak about while they've got me here? Okay, sounds like a no. Just fine. I'm going to point out a few other things that's going on up here. Again, we've got the positions when I'm going to move this over a little bit. This is a drop down of all the widgets that I have working right now, these widgets groups. You can see I've got them kind of shadows there when I highlight it up there. And there's a save button. This is a mailbox button. The mailbox button is going to show you anything that we've tried to message out to you a little bit. Now, for example, this mailbox button has a little red dot to it with a number in it that says how many messages you have. The last message in here came out on the 6th and says that Trading Technologies new version 16.3.2 I hit that, it's going to give me the release notes basically and tell me what's going on with that release. Get rid of that. The support button is there twofold. First of all, in most cases you want to go straight to the AMP support desk. So you can always contact the AMP support desk, particularly if you want to change something like your trading limits, things like that. You want access to new markets, something like that. You can just contact AMP and talk to the support desk there. They will help you out with those type of things. If you happen to find some issue with the software, like if you don't like the way the software acts, or if you think you found a bug or something like that, you click on the support button. Then you click on, actually two things I want to point out. You click on user manual. The user manual will bring you to our online manual like you might expect to see. And you can type in what you're looking for. Say you had a question about ND Trader. Type in ND Trader, click search, and these are help files in ND Trader, okay? Trading help, market data in ND Trader, click on this. It's going to give you a whole bunch of information how to use ND Trader. And actually, while I'm here, I want to point out one other thing too. We have a new users form that's available as well too. If you have questions about the platform, and I'll show you how to get to that real quick. Trading technologies, like this. Click on resources, click on community. And from within here, you can see we have a users form. So you can actually go here and post questions as well too. So that's available to you. If you know what the question is about and you want to winnow that down, let's say this question happens to be about charts, you can click on the popular topics for charts. It's going to winnow it down. Or you can click on a space. It says the spaces are basically like pages. You want to go to the ADL page, go to Spaces ADL. It'll take you there as well too. All right. Back to the platform. Sorry. Let me get there real quickly. There. So again, another neat thing that a lot of people like to do is they'll drive charts and things off of ND Trader. So let me show you an example how to do that real quick. I'm going to bring up another chart. So I'm going to click on Widgets. I'm going to go to Chart. I'm going to take this chart, and I'm going to attach it to my ND Trader. Oops. And you see I have this in E-mini right now. I'm going to add another button right here. I'm going to change, I want to look at the mini NASDAQ also. All right, so this is mini NASDAQ. Let's say I want to look at crude. From May. I have my tabs here. One thing to note real quick too is notice with the mini NASDAQ, it's got a -1 here. That tells me, it reminds me I'm short one contract in the mini NASDAQ. It's kind of a nice little feature because if I'm over looking at crude and I'm planning on running crude, I'll always know that, you know, hey, keep an eye over here on the mini NASDAQ because you're short one here. So I'm short one and it's in my face. So I'm going to try and buy that back. I'm going to put a bid in over here. So I'm now working on one lot there. But I'm going to go back over to crude. I'm going to show you how to actually add some indicators to this, mess around with the charts. We've got multiple chart types right now. Oops, let me bring that back over here. Expanded the chart. I can change this chart type to a bar chart. It's kind of what I grew up on a little bit, so I'm used to. I can right-click on here as well. I can go to drawing tools. I can go to various drawing tools. You can play around with those anytime you want. I'll pick a line. And I choose a point to start the line at. So I'll run it down to wherever. Added some lines. You can also go in and add technical indicators. We've got a whole school of them down here. So you want to add VWAP, create, you got it. Technical indicators. Go to awesome. The awesome indicator is really just an MACD, moving average, convergence, divergence. It's just a nice little graphical presentation of that. But again, the reason I went to this, and now look, if you look down here, you'll see that my NASDAQ tab is kind of flashing a little bit. It's flashing to tell me I got to fill. And actually I did, so I'm now flat, and the market's gone now because it's 4 o'clock, so it's all gone anyway. But apparently I got filled right on the close, which is kind of nice. Again, another reminder, you can click through these tabs, and since it's linked into my chart, it's going to drive the chart. That's a pretty cool feature. I like that a lot. I use it myself. If any of you ever follow me on Twitter, you'll see that I tweet out a lot of pictures and a lot of tips on the TT platform. You can follow me at Patrick Rooney. That's my Twitter handle, and I do a lot of, I actually give a lot of advice through that way too, so you can actually ask me questions there as well too. So there is a quick little walkthrough on the TT platform. Shows you how to get the help, shows you how to build a workspace. I'm going to go back to my workspace right now, open recent, go back to AMP. Discard these changes, yes I do, no, yeah, discard the changes. Now I'm back to the workspace that I created earlier. So we've gone full circle. We built a workspace, kind of broke it down, and then we called it back up again. One other thing real quick, I showed you a little bit about the position window and how I attach it. The position widget, I attach it to the fill window. If you want to modify orders, you can do that by going to the order book, like you have here. And actually change the order. Let's say this 100 lot Eurodollar order is, I'm trying to buy down here. It's a GTC. It's been in there for a while. Let's say I want to change the price on that. I'm going to lower it down. Click on change. Oops. That's actually out of the marketplace. Sorry about that. Can't do that one. But actually, that was kind of an interesting thing to point out. One of the things we added to this platform is these orders I know are actually, I can't get to because they're kind of frozen. But you're going to get a little pop-up message if an error happens. That's called a toast message. But it pops up to tell you what's going on. I'm going to go back to the E-mini real quick, and I'm going to put in a couple orders here at the E-mini. I'm sorry, in the bond contract. Put it in the same price level. Put it in the same price level to show you that you can actually grab these orders and move them around. Drop them back and forth, whatever you want to do. Another thing you can actually do here is in the settings. You can go into, sorry, I can't see real quick. I'm going to go into the big settings, global settings. I'm going to go into order book. And I'm going to go into, I'm sorry, I'm going to go into, I'm not going to show that right now. But actually, we've kind of used up our half hour. So I think we've got it covered. Colin?
Yes, I think that we answered all the questions, and it says a recording, so thank you again for doing this presentation, and look forward to the presentations. We're going to break down the platform with a series of different videos, and those will be coming to our YouTube channel. You'll be able to log in there and check out the platform piece by piece so that you understand the full breakdown of how it works. So again, Patrick, I want to thank you, and I want to wish everyone a great holiday.